What's up, everyone? So, today we are doing a reading to make up for the reading that got deleted that was supposed to be posted in this place. This will likely go up on Friday, but this is the replacement reading. I'm so sorry that the reading did not go up on Thursday. Thank you everyone for being so nice and supportive. Mercury retrograde is kicking my ass. Mercury retrograde always does. Um, I have my Uranus in the third house, and so just like in general, third house energy is always super chaotic for me. Um, Anyway, thank you guys so much for being so understanding and so nice about it. Today we are doing a reading for who is manifesting you right now. So who is trying to manifest you right now? And I define manifesting as actively trying to draw you towards them, right? Whether that's like energetically, whether it's on purpose. This is someone who's hoping to draw you towards them, rather than just someone who is like obsessively thinking about you or someone who is on their way to coming towards you. We'll see what we get. We're doing 4 piles. Pile number 1 is going to be the 3 of Hearts. Pile number 2 is going to be the King of Spades. Pile number 3 is going to be the 3 of Clubs. And pile number 4 is going to be the 10 of Diamonds. Oh, that's nice. We got a suit for every, or we got a card for every suit. I feel like that never happens. For the collective, I've got the 5 of Spades. So if this is already past energy, I'm definitely getting that we're going to be seeing some X energy coming through. I'm also feeling that there's going to be more than one person that's coming through for at least a couple of these piles. And so if you're drawn to more than one pile, don't be afraid to pick more than one. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. So the piles again were pile number 1 is going to be the 3 of Hearts. Pile number 2 is going to be the King of Spades. Pile number 3 is going to be the 3 of Clubs. And pile number 4 is going to be the 10 of Diamonds. Yeah, for the collective, there's definitely this energy of people who are trying to manifest you towards them that have like lost you. These are definitely people who are missing you right now. I'm getting stubborn energies though. That's why they're trying to manifest you towards them, right? That's why they're not actively trying to plan a way towards you, at least not primarily. Anyway, pile number 1 with the 3 of Hearts. Already there's a very, this is gossipy energy. The 3 of Hearts is indicative of the 3 of Cups. This is gossipy energy. A group of people have been talking about you. I do think that there's more than one person coming through here. A group of people have been talking about you. Possibly an old friend group. For some of you, though, this is going to be people that you knew through someone and you cut that person out of your life. So all of these people went with them. If that is the case, know that a lot of these people are kind of irritated with the fact that you're no longer involved with them. That's why they are talking about you. That's why they are trying to manifest you back towards them, because a lot of these people are really irritated with the fact that one person screwed up your involvement with all of them. For some of you, these are people who you used to party with. This might be a group of friends that you you knew at a more rambunctious, let's say, time in your life when you were going out a little bit more. And you might have since either stopped or kind of grown out of that phase. If that's the case, these people have not stopped and they have not grown out of that phase. So they're still actively partying, enjoying themselves. And that doesn't have to be necessarily like going out to the club or anything like that, right? I'm getting even for some of you like D&D campaigns or something like that, like just group activities that involved intoxicants of some sort. This is definitely more of an adult themed feeling. Though there is a very childish energy to it. Again, for a lot of you, these are people that you outgrew, like a group of friends that you outgrew. All right, what more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? All right. And we've got the Empress. Yeah, these are people who you've outgrown. The Empress is coming through more as you. There is Taurus energy there. So second house energy is coming through really strongly actually there. Um there's this feeling of you have moved on to a different, like, I'm getting even tax bracket for some of you, like you've just moved on to a different point in your life from these people, and they see it as tremendous amounts of growth. Like, I'm not getting a whole lot of bitterness, really. Like, these might have been people that you outgrew, but they are proud of where you've gone and they're proud of what you're doing. For some of you, these are friends that you had before you were married, friends that you had before you had a child, like that time in your life, right? And these people are really proud of you and they're really, really happy for where you've gone in life and what you're doing right now. They're happy for the growth that they've seen, but again, these are people who they haven't kept up with that growth though. And a lot of them know that. A lot of them are really aware of that. If this is a group of people who you knew through someone else who you like you cut that person out of your life, so all of the people that went with them, like know that they feel like they got the losing horse, basically. Like, it's kind of sad, but like these people, if they could, they would trade the person that they got instead of you for you, because you are quickly elevating in your life and they are being incredible. They have been and continue to be very, very stagnant. Definite stagnation energy. There's a strong sense of stagnation energy. You are coming through as a heavy manifester. And manifestation energy in general is coming through pretty strongly. So you might be feeling this pull if you've been having like old memories come through, if you've been thinking of old friends and like old things that you used to get into. That's probably a hint as to who these people are. Um, but you are coming through as a really, really heavy manifester. And there there's a sense that you outgrew them very quickly. You, regardless of who these people were, you outgrew them very, very quickly. And they still have yet to even begin to catch up. We've got the Six of Swords. Yeah, people that you've moved on from. Definitely people that you've moved on from. The Six of Swords speaks of moving on from a really toxic environment to calmer shores. Heavy on the mental aspect of that. Again, I don't think that this was a very dramatic falling out or anything like that for the most part. Um, I do think that it was a necessary move for you and for your growth and for your mental health. Like, I think that moving on from these people was a really good choice for you. And frankly, I think that these people are kind of aware of that. The Three of Wands. Yeah, because you've got brighter shores to go to. You've definitely got brighter shores that you're on your way to. These cards so far have definitely been surrounding you. So these are people who are still watching you. They are coming through as a conglomerate of people who are still actively watching you, who have still actively been keeping an eye on you, not necessarily in like a bad way or creepy way, just like these people are still curious about you. They're curious about where you're going to go in life. And I think for some of them, they're also curious as to whether or not they'll ever get a chance to get back into your life. You know what I mean? The Three of Wands is all about like future aspects and moving towards the future and moving towards future goals. These people, I think, are hoping that there's a place in your future where your paths can reconnect. It's it's really lovely energy. I do hope if they really want that though, then they're going to have to like actually put in the work to like growing themselves. I think that they were separated from your life for a reason. Whether it was your choice or just like natural circumstance, right? Like I think that these people were separated out of your life for a reason. And if they would like to be reintroduced to it, they should probably take a moment and focus on themselves because there's heavy, heavy focus on you right now. There's a lot of energy focused on you right now. I'm currently right. Christmas is Monday. I am right around the corner from Christmas Day. This reading is timeless, but this season in general is really, it can be very difficult for some people because of the memories that come through with it and the stress that comes with the holiday season, particularly being around like family events and stuff like that. It makes people really nostalgic. It makes people think about better times in their lives or more fun times in their life or more simple times in their lives. And I think that's kind of the reflected energy that's coming through here. There's a whole lot of energy focused on you from these people because for whatever reason, whether it's because of the holiday season or not, for whatever reason, these people are thinking about you right now. You're really heavy on their mind right now, and you've been really heavy in their conversation and in their topic right now. That's part of why most of this is coming through as you, because what's coming through is the fact that they have been talking about you. They have been talking about you like through drinks around the dinner table. Like you have been a topic of conversation recently in these rooms and in these houses and within these people, you know? And the Two of Wands. Yeah, the Two of Wands is more doubling down on that Three of Wands energy, even with how that person is staring at the person who's staring ahead. Again, these people are curious as to whether or not there will ever be a chance that you reconnect with them. Um, for some of these people, I'm getting that like these are people who don't know you personally. They know you through someone who talks about you. Whether that person talks about you positively or negatively, these people are very heavily interested in you in a very positive way. There is a sort of separation here with the Two of Wands coming through that makes me feel like there are people who might be watching you on like social media or watching through like separation basically, who really want to get to know you better, who would really like to come closer to you, but they only know about you through people who have been talking about you who you no longer have in your life, right? And so they don't really know how to come closer to you. For others of you, for all of you basically, but for others of you outside of that concept, there are people who have been on the out like there are people who have been on the outside looking in who are very curious about you and who would like to know more about you. This is coming very specifically in the sense of like if you walk around your neighborhood, if you go grocery shopping often, like if you're out in public often, if you work in like an office setting or something like that, just like if you're out in the world, there are people around you regularly who really like seeing you out and really like seeing you about and would really like to know more about you. And the Two of Cups. Yeah, there are people who would really, really like to know more about you. There are people who would really, really like to get to know you in a very intimate way. With the Empress on one end and the Two of Cups on the other, there's strong energy here that there's a lot of romantic interest focused on you right now, whether you're in a relationship or not. Because I am definitely getting that some of you are already in a committed relationship, but if you, whether you're in a relationship or not, there's a lot of romantic interest focused on you right now. People are really interested in your romantic situation and what you've got going on behind the scenes in that regard. Um, you're shining right now. There's clear skies and yellow coming through in these cards. Like, these are very positive cards, really calming cards. You are shining right now. You're glowing and it's attracting people to you. You're very, very magnetic in a very good way right now, in a very, very soft way right now. There's very gentle energy that people are picking up from you, and I'm feeling that people are trying to figure out how to get closer to you because they would like to get more of that energy focused on them, basically. And the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So the King of Cups is indicative of Scorpio energy. What's coming through there is like 8th house occult energy. With all of the manifestation energy going on in this reading, there's definitely the chance that there are people who are actively manifesting you, like not just thinking about you heavily or trying to it's not just energetically pulling, basically. There are some people who are actively trying to spiritually manifest you towards them. Very much shown in, again, how he's staring at this figure right here with even with the globe in his hands. Like, there's a sense that people are definitely you're in the middle of like active manifestation right now. If that's been really hard on you lately, if it's been really heavy on you, you should cleanse. Um, I feel like I say that every single reading, but cleansing is important. Cleansing is important, especially if you've been having trouble, like, thinking clearly throughout the day. If you've been having really weird nightmares, or not even nightmares, just dreams recently, I would cleanse. You've got a lot of energy focused on you, and there's definitely the hint that someone may be, like, actively trying to manifest you spiritually towards them. If that is the case, expect a message from that person soon. Anyone putting in tangible effort to manifest someone towards them won't be able to stay away for very long. If that's the case, expect a message from this person soon. If you're looking for, if that is the case, this will be someone very stubborn, someone who is known for getting what they want, basically. Alright, what more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? And we've got Penguin, cute, playful, loving, and loyal. Yeah, and penguins live in groups. This is a group of people who have been actively thinking about you and actively talking about you. And with playful and cute coming up, again, there's this very... there's a slightly childish energy, immature, not in a bad way, but just like in a they haven't fully matured yet way, like in a literal way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like young people either. Like, there are people of all ages who are not matured. But these are people who are a lot of fun and who, if you knew them, you likely have good memories of them or good memories with them. If these aren't people who you knew very well or people who you really only knew through one person, then these are people who, like, they as a group really enjoy having a good time openly. Like, they as a group are very rambunctious and fun-loving. What more can we know, please? about who is manifesting you right now. All right, and we've got the Vampire. Seductive, powerful, and elegant. So seductive is coming through strongly there in the sense of like drawing, right? Like again, there's definitely the sense here that at least one person is actively trying to draw you towards them right now. You've been the topic of discussion lately because at least one person has been really focused on you and really focused on bringing you up, bringing you around. Strong energy of like active manifestation going on surrounding you. It's not necessarily obsessive, but I think for people who don't know you very intimately at the best, like for some of you, these are people who like don't really know you at all. They just know you through word of mouth and like through seeing you around and whatever. But like at the best, these are people who like don't really know you all that intimately. Given that fact, their focus on you is you maybe make their day a little bit more than is normal. They maybe think about you a little bit more than like is normal for the amount that they know you. All right. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? And we've got great white sharks, athletic, adventurous, and social. Social, adventurous, athletic. Again, these are people who are they're very outgoing, they're very adventurous, they like having a good time. Particularly the person who I'm getting is actively manifesting you towards them. This person has strong leadership abilities. This is someone who is very well respected within their group of friends. This is someone who is very well liked within their group of friends. Popular came up earlier with Penguin. This is someone who has, I don't necessarily want to say a good reputation, but they're well liked. This is someone who is very well liked and someone who is well respected within their group of friends, which is likely part of the reason why no one calls them out on the fact that they're maybe a little bit obsessed with you. They're no one calls them out on the fact that they maybe bring you up a little bit more than is usual. You are the topic of conversation specifically because of one person, maybe a little bit more than is normal. All right. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? And we've got monarch butterflies, beautiful, healers, and intuitive. So intuitive sticks out the most there. Again, this is someone who is very, very spiritually in tuned. It could be someone that, frankly, it would be a little bit surprising to find out that they believe in stuff like manifestation or believe in like very serious spirituality stuff. This is definitely someone who comes off as very heavily down to earth. But being down to earth can sometimes be the best way to actually get in touch with your intuition, right? Like this is someone who is very, very naturally in touch with their intuition. And if not naturally, then they have put in the works behind the scenes to being very in tune with themselves. Beautiful always also stands out. This is definitely someone who is very attractive. No surprise with the vampire coming out earlier too. Like this is, and the Empress at the exact beginning of the line, though the Empress was definitely more identifying of you than of anything else, regardless of how you identify personally, right? But beautiful. This person is definitely an attractive person. I'm getting that they feel that you two would make a very good match specifically because of that. Like they find you to be very physically attractive as well. This person definitely thinks that the two of you would make a good pair. And we've got dolphin, highly intelligent, playful, loves to have fun. Playful, loves to have fun. Playful and just playful. Playful came out with the penguin earlier. Definitely a person who enjoys having a good time. Definitely a person who enjoys having a good time. Highly intelligent also is sticking out there. This is someone who is well studied. I'm getting well studied in like manifestation and stuff like that because again, I am very, very much, it's very strongly coming through that there's someone who's actively manifesting you towards them. But also just well educated. Like for most of you, this is going to be someone who's very well educated. They have like a very well educated history or background. If not well educated book smarts, then someone who has very strong street smarts or very, very powerful common sense, basically. It might go hand in hand with being able to follow their intuition without much trouble. All right. Now, finally, what can we know, please, about what this person would say to you if they could say anything at all to you? If you are in a relationship, this person wants to see, this person thinks they can do better for you, basically. I'm hearing I could treat you better. Baby, I could treat you better. Yeah. This person definitely thinks that they can do better for you. The divine right of kings and other fallacies. Tell the king, the fair wrought house has fallen. No shelter has Apollo, nor sacred laurel leaves. The fountains are now silent. The voice is stilled. It is finished. Final recordings of the Oracle of Delphi, 395 AD. Yeah, right after I was talking about how this person thinks that they can treat you better, this person would tell you that they could treat you better. This person would tell you that. This quote specifically is about the fall of the Oracle of Delphi. A very, very important and sacred construct of that time, right? This person recognizes that they want to take you from your life, basically. This person wants to do better for you. This person feels like they can. This is very, very heavily leaning on the fact that if you have a partner, this person thinks they could do a lot better for you than the partner that you have right now. A lot better for you. The Oracle of Delphi also told the future too, and I'm going back towards the Three of Wands energy with the fact that not just this one person, but there are other people within this group of people who are around this person who genuinely are wondering if there's a point in the future where you will intersect again, where you will cross paths again. Like, they are very focused on what the future may hold as far as you and them go. And we've got the drug dealer's daughter, Ciara Freeman, but you probably knew this would happen. Saying it out loud makes me feel better, makes this more real, less magic. So they would tell you that they have doubts towards their own manifestations, basically. I think I mentioned this earlier. I do think that this is someone who you might be a little bit surprised to find out that they believe in spirituality, to the extent that they believe in spirituality. This feels like someone very down to earth, very grounded, very like science minded, even very logical. I'm getting the feeling that this person has very more real, less magic. Like, the longer they go on with this manifestation thing, the less confidence they have that it'll ever actually work, which is unfortunate because you can't. I think manifestation of all kinds is real in different regards and to different extents, right? But the idea of manifesting a person is always something really tricky. Like, it doesn't matter how much you want someone, you will never ever be able to have someone who's not meant for you. And even when it comes down to meant for you in the sense of if this person doesn't want to be meant for you, like, that's what free will is. Like, it's unfortunate because this person is starting to question their own ability to manifest, when I genuinely think that they are a very gifted manifester. They just are putting a lot of stock into magically making you appear in front of them, when that's not how anything works. And we've got, but lo, how does one define survival? Pleiades, hold on, I have to protest. Did you think I would choose to live without you? Iphigenia among the Taurians, and Carson. So Taurians comes, I mentioned Taurus energy earlier. Again, this is someone very, very luxurious. This is someone who's very well set in life. They were also identified as a king, the King of Cups, earlier in your reading. Like, this is someone who's very, very comfortable in their living situation or comfortable in their life situation right now. Secondly, this is someone who is, again, very well educated. They would be very poetic towards you. If they were trying to woo you, this person would be very poetic. I'm getting that poetry might be very important to either you or them. This person is a very good talker, and if it's not their own words, then they're very well versed in, like, beautiful language. What we leave behind. The king is dead. Long live the king. So king came out earlier in reference to a partner that you may have in your life. Now, whether or not you have a partner in your life, I am again getting the fact that this person isn't super well involved in your life. So, like, there's a huge chance that they think you have a partner even if you don't, just because they haven't gotten super involved in your life. This king thing is coming up again as this energy of they would want you to leave who you are with to get with them, regardless of how you identify, regardless of how they identify. The king is dead, long live the king. They would like for you to leave who you are with and be with them. It's very confident energy. I'll give them that. They're very, very confident in themselves and their abilities. It's probably why they're having issue with the fact that manifestation isn't working out exactly how they want it to exactly right now. This is definitely someone who's used to getting what they want. All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope it was fun. I hope it was entertaining. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we are on pile number 2 with the King of Spades. Now, the King of Spades is indicative of Aquarius energy. This is someone who, I'm getting activist energy. I'm getting someone who's really good at riling up a crowd, really good at getting people to believe in what they believe. Someone very progressive in their own way. Someone who might be a little bit unorthodox. There's something a little bit unorthodox about Aquarian energy, but they get the job done. Regardless of how much thinking outside of the box it requires, these are people who get the job done. I said these are people. I meant to say this is a person. There might be more than one energy coming through in this reading for you. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, though, with the collective. There are a lot of energies on you guys right now. There's a lot of energies on you guys right now. I'm not sure if it's because there are people feeling really nostalgic due to the season or anything like that, but there are a lot of energies on you guys right now. All right. Now, what more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? I'm hearing the word dapper. This is someone who knows how to dress. Like someone who is very stylish, takes care of themselves, regardless of how they identify. This is someone who takes care of themselves. And we've got the 7 of Swords. Yeah, someone very charming, someone very, very slick. I'm hearing slick, someone who takes care of themselves. The 7 of Hearts is very, it can be very player energy, stealing hearts, right? This is someone who is a little bit unorthodox, but definitely someone who knows how to get what they want. They can be very, very charming. Again, more of that. This is someone who's very good at getting a crowd on their side. Someone who could rile up a group of people and make them see their point of view very easily. Very good orator. Someone who's very, very good at speech. A lot of air energy here too. Someone very clever. Definitely someone very clever. Again, that energy of being able to think outside the box, that energy of being able to think around problems, right? This is someone very, very clever. And the Eight of Swords. So the 7 to 8, this is someone who progresses, but the 7 to 8, because of the cards they are, this is someone who progresses best through hardship, someone who works best with their back pressed up against the wall, and someone who might have a tendency of ending up in bad situations like that just because they're kind of drawn to that environment. This is someone who they I get someone who is very popular, but not necessarily, they don't have a whole lot of very, very close friends. This is someone who is very enigmatic, like has a difficult time getting close to people. That Eight of Swords energy is definitely coming out in the fact that they are feeling rather trapped in how much they are attracted to you. This person is feeling rather trapped in how much they are drawn to you. This feels like new energy for this person. I'm getting that this person already, like, they're not manifesting you on purpose. This is someone who has been all up in your energy because you have been all up in their thoughts and they can't help it. It's almost like they're manifesting you towards them because they are just really, really fixated on you right now. And we've got the Page of Cups. Yeah, you make this person feel, I'm hearing young again, even. Like, you make this person feel hopeful. The word hopeful is coming to mind. This could be someone who is very jaded. Again, they come off as someone who does their best work with their back pressed up against the wall, and who perhaps has been in like not the best situations up until this point in their life because of it. You make this person feel hopeful in a future. You make this person feel like there are miracles to be had. The Page of Cups in this deck features the page holding a cup with a fish popping out of it with a pearl in its mouth. Like a literal fairy tale miracle, basically. Like, you make this person believe in the fact that things can be different. You make this person who, especially if this person is involved in activism at all, especially if this person is involved in that kind of scene at all, you make this person feel like there's still hope in what they're doing. You make this person who has maybe been a little bit jaded up until this point feel like it's still worthwhile to keep pushing forward with like a pure good heart. And the Four of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely someone who, they can be very stubborn, basically. Someone who, as we were saying with them thinking best with their back pressed up against the wall, it could make them pass on easy situations just because they only really move, or they only really progress, or they only really do anything worth doing when their back is pressed up against the wall. I'm getting that this person might have issues with being lazy. This is someone who might be a little bit lazy in their approach to, I'm getting their own personal life, because it's very contradictory energy with the fact that this is someone who can definitely rile up a crowd very well. I don't think that they take care of themselves very well. This is someone who doesn't necessarily focus on themselves very well. They have issues with self-care, and they really need to hit the wall to recognize the fact that they're pushing themselves too hard, to recognize the fact that they haven't rested, like all of those kinds of things, right? That may seem consequential up until the point where you really hit the wall. This is someone who has issues telling when enough is enough and when they need to take a break. And that burnout can lead to this feeling of profound laziness in regards to themselves, right? Like someone who, a great example, someone who spends all of their time studying in university and never showers forgets to eat constantly, only ever eats like microwavable food, never leaves their room anymore. If they're not studying, then they're sleeping. If they have any extra time, then they're just hanging out in their bed doing nothing. Like, they've dedicated their whole life to their coursework, and the rest of their life is like falling apart around them because of that. Basically, they haven't been able to find good balance. This is someone who has a little bit of an issue with balance. They do see a lot of progress in their life, and they do see a lot of progress in what they do, but it comes at the cost of really burning themselves out. That's part of why you're so important to this person, because you bring freshness to their life. You bring a lot of joy and relaxation to their life. Even the thought of you, I'm getting, is very, very novel to this person. Like, there's something very special about you, something very new about you that this person isn't used to. They enjoy your energy. They find your energy to be very, very refreshing. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles, because they're very hard workers. Yeah, because they're very hard workers, but they're only hard workers in regards to the things that they want to work hard about. Like, again, this is someone who has a lot of issue with balance, and part of that, especially in regards to their work, is because I get that they might be perfectionists. This is the kind of energy of someone who they'll spend countless hours on a project, and then it won't work out the way that they want them to. They'll hit like a weird wall about it, and no matter what they do, they can't figure their way out around it. So they give up on the project entirely, basically. Like, they say they'll come back to it, but they start something else instead to distract themselves, and they just keep going on with these new projects instead. They distract themselves with other things until it's not a distraction anymore. They've just kind of abandoned this project without really thinking about it. Like, the Eight of Pentacles features here a pentacle that's on the ground, almost like the craftsman tossed it aside. Like it wasn't good enough, basically. The Eight of Pentacles can speak of hardcore perfectionist energy and maybe a little bit of obsessive energy. This is the kind of energy that we were talking about earlier with the example of the university student. Like, this is the kind of energy of someone who has a very difficult time keeping balance in their life, and that's part of how they have managed to get to a point where they think best when they're on the verge of burnout. That same 7 to 8 swords energy, right? They think best when they're on the edge of burnout. But just because you figure out the answer to your problem, that doesn't solve the burnout problem now, right? Like, this is someone who has a very difficult time with that cycle of like burning themselves out, but finding a problem, so they only know how to find but finding an answer, so they only know how to find answers by consistently burning themselves out. Whether that's even the thing that they need to do or not, this is someone who, like, I'm getting the sense of someone who can fall very easily into a little bit of a pattern in their thought process. And I don't necessarily think that they were always like this. Again, I'm getting the sense that this is someone who is a little bit jaded, someone who has become a little bit jaded throughout their experiences in life. They were a lot more mentally flexible at one point in their life, and that is the kind of energy that you bring back to them. You bring back this kind of like youthfulness and flexibility to their mind. The Page of Cups is also a very inspiring creative energy. For some of you, this is a creative who views you as their muse. Like, this is someone who they're very, very inspired by you, creatively and otherwise. And the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, definitely someone who has been through things. The King of Pentacles is the king that is still wearing part of his armor, if you can see his foot there. He has conquered and is enjoying the spoils of his victories, basically. This is definitely someone who has been through a decent amount in their life, and someone who has seen and experienced a decent amount in their life. This could be someone either older than you or more like world traveled than you, basically. I don't want to say more mature than you, because that's definitely not what's coming through. This person has this person has a lot of mature qualities, but there's something decidedly immature about the thought process of needing to burn yourself out to come to the answers that you need, right? Or to find the solutions that you need. So it's not necessarily that they're more mature than you, but for a lot of you, this is someone who is older than you, like just flat out older than you. And for others of you, this is someone who has been literally more traveled than you. All right, what more can we know, please? All right. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? And we've got the Bat. Alternative and unorthodox, unique and cult classic. Unorthodox comes out the most there. I feel like I even use that word to describe this person at the beginning of this reading. This is definitely someone who is very, very unique. This is someone who lives to the beat of their own drum. Someone who is very, very confident in their ability, but is very unorthodox in how they do things. Again, someone who at one point in their life was very, very mentally flexible. To get to the point where they're at, they had to be very mentally flexible at one point in their life. And they have since come to kind of a point where they have issue. They've since come to a point where they have a little bit of issue keeping that mental flexibility. You inspire that usefulness in them again. You inspire that willingness to adventure in them again. We've got Dog, loyal to a fault, popular, well-loved with a good reputation. Yeah, so I'm even hearing dog fights in my head. Like, this is someone who people have seen come out on the other end of, like, really, really... Again, they've been through a lot. This is someone who's been through a decent amount, and they've been through a decent amount publicly. This is someone who has... If they're creative, they might even make art or produce things that involve going over what they've been through or the kind of things that they've faced in their life. Like... This is the energy of someone who is very, very popular for the way they live their life, basically. People enjoy watching them. People are very entertained by the way that they live. More of that player energy coming back. This is definitely someone who is rather popular romantically. It won't be romantic for all of you, but this reading specifically is definitely leaning more romantic. This is someone who has a very intimate attachment to you. Again, for some of you, this is someone who views you as their artistic muse. I'm hearing jealous even. Yeah, because this person comes off as a little bit of a player themselves with that Seven of Swords energy. There's definitely this, even with the Four of Cups energy, like there's this sense that this person hasn't taken romance or serious relationships in their life seriously so far. And that is... It's coming up in like good and bad ways with you. There's a sense of loyalty. This person is very loyal to you, whether you know that or not. They're very loyal to the impact. Like, they're very loyal to you because of the impact that you have in their life. This is someone who does not want to lose you. This is someone who wants more of you involved in their life. But there's also this sense of jealousy here. Like, this is someone who, because their relationships thus far have been kind of, we'll say lackadaisical, because of themselves, they are a little bit insecure in their ability to keep and hold a relationship, and it leads to some possessive and jealous tendencies. And that might be especially difficult to overcome if you are not in a relationship with this person, because I am definitely getting that a lot of you are not in any kind of like romantic relationship with this person. And we've got eel, unorthodox, second unorthodox to pop out. Mysterious and mystical, secretive. Yeah, and secretive is popping out the most right there too. This is someone who, despite the fact that they're very popular, and I am getting the fact that they're popular, this is someone who definitely feels popular. Despite the fact that they are on the popular side, they don't have a bunch of really close friends. They just have a lot of friends. I think I might have even mentioned this earlier. This is someone who knows a lot of people, is known by a lot of people, but doesn't have a whole lot of intimate relationships. Someone who kind of keeps a barrier up between themselves and the people around them, especially. This again is part of why that's that Eight of Swords energy coming through directly here again. This is part of why this attachment they have to you feels like almost a little bit suffocating, almost a little bit entrapping, because they're not used to being attached to other people. They're not used to like really, I'm hearing wanting validation, even, especially if this is a creative, especially if this is an artist. Like, I'm hearing that this is someone who they usually don't want that level of validation from other people, but they want that from you. If this is an advocate of any sort, like, this person is someone who's usually very, very confident in themselves and very, very confident in their work and does not need outside opinion to help them out in that regard, but they want your approval. They still want your validation. They still want that from you. And that's very new and can be very disconcerting, really, for someone who lives so confidently just on their own. There is a little bit of disconcerting energy that comes through with that because they don't really know how to handle it. They don't really know how to respond to the fact that they want you to like them, and they want you to like what they put out, and they want you to like what they have to say and what they're doing. And we've got Mina Bird, intelligent, chatty, and popular. Popular pops out a lot there. Again, this is someone who's very well known, someone who is very well liked, frankly, someone who's very charming. I think charming came up at the very beginning of this and even of this even. Someone very charming, someone very popular. Intelligent is also standing out here too. I'm getting even like street smart. This is someone who is very quick on their feet. They're a very, very good thinker. They're very, very intelligent. I'm getting that this is someone who can maybe get lost in their head sometimes, coming through with that Eight of Pentacles energy again, right? Someone who can get lost in their work, someone who can get lost in the sauce of things. They can lose track of what's going on around them because of their hyperfixations. And I get the feeling that that might be why relationships, or part of the reason why relationships haven't really been their thing. Like, they are the kind of person that focus 100% on what they're focusing on. And if they can't give that kind of energy to a relationship, then they're not going to be in that relationship, casual, important, whatever, romantic, platonic, for very long. They won't. And we've got lion, family-oriented, territorial, and vain. Vain is popping out right there. Vain is popping out right there. This is someone who knows their worth. Vain in the sense of this is someone who definitely knows their worth. Again, this is someone very confident. This is someone who doesn't have issues with confidence. This is someone who usually does not need any kind of validation, usually does not need any kind of like anything, basically. This person is very, very good at being self-sufficient and very, very good at moving themselves forward. It is different, to say the least, for them to be so attached to what your opinion on them is. Territorial pops out too. We're right back to that like possessive energy. This is definitely someone who might not be the most healthy in their relationship tendencies, regardless of whether they want to or not. This is someone who feels a little bit possessive, who feels like jealousy might be a regular problem for them. Family oriented is also coming out, and it's coming out in a very specific way. Let me see if I can get this out correctly. This is someone who is very, very, very unorthodox. Someone who is used to living their life in a very specific way. And the way that they feel about you, the draw that they feel to you, feels a lot more like what they would consider to be traditional. And this is someone who doesn't really know how to do traditional. So they're actively fighting this war with themselves over wanting some kind of, over feeling like they want something more traditional with you. This is someone who doesn't really know how to sort their feelings. That is the best way to say it. This is someone who has a lot of issues sorting their feelings out. They are not a traditional person at all, but the way that they feel for you is what they would consider to be a traditional attraction. So now it's bringing thoughts of traditional settling down to their head, and it is almost as off-putting as everything else for this person. You bring a lot of new experiences to them. You're bringing actively a lot of new experiences to this person's life and to their mindset and to the way that they think. And we've got great white sharks. Great white sharks. Athletic, adventurous, and social. So I think social has popped out more than once there. No, I guess it was popular, not social. This is someone who's very well liked. That all of that just doubles down on this. This is someone who's very well liked, and this is someone who is adventurous, I'm getting, in the sense of like they're not afraid to charge into things. This is someone who is very, very unafraid to charge into things. Again, with that confidence. This is someone who is very, very confident. Great white sharks also brings the energy of a intimidating force. So this is someone who has a very big presence, someone whose presence will fill up a room, which is part of why they have so much confidence, likely, and definitely not someone who is, even if they themselves are laid back, their energy puts them front and center. Showstopper is on the other end of the Lion card that I'm looking at right now too. Like, this is someone who, regardless of what they want, will steal the energy in a room. And we've got jellyfish, hard to grasp, intimidating, unthinking. Intimidating, we were just talking about that. Yeah, with that energy, with that really big, larger than life energy, this is someone who's just kind of naturally a little bit intimidating. And hard to grasp, again, someone who, easy to know, but not easy to get to know. You know what I mean? Like, this is someone who likes to keep space between themselves and other people. Actions and reactions. When I doubt, I need to wait. These things work themselves out. And so, already, what I'm reading for right now is what this person would say to you if they could say anything to you at all. What they are saying to you with their energy right now, despite the fact that they are all up in your energy, is the fact that they feel like waiting on trying to bring this relationship forward is the best choice. If this is someone who you're already in a committed relationship with, because I do get the sense that for some of you, this is some kind of relationship that you're already in with this person. They are, again, with that family-oriented mindset, they have been considering moving this relationship forward, getting more serious. Even if this is someone who you're not in a relationship with, moving this relationship forward as in, like, getting to know you, opening up a line of conversation, like, this is someone who thinks about that kind of stuff a decent amount in regards to you. And they keep coming back to the fact that waiting is better. Waiting is better. Waiting is better. Overwhelming you is maybe not the best choice. Waiting is better. And we've got, when I have tried and failed, then I have failed. I have no love for a friend who loves in words alone. My nails are broken, my fingers are bleeding, my arms are covered in the welts left by your guards, but I am a queen. Someone who is very, very confident. And they want you to be proud of them. They want you to be proud of what they've gone through. They want to impress you. That's what I'm getting there. They want to impress you. This is someone who really wants you to be impressed by what they've done and impressed by what they've accomplished. This could be someone who maybe makes a fool of themselves a little bit, when they're around you, they might do things that are a little bit like off the wall or kind of crazy. It's because they're trying to get your attention. This is someone who might embarrass themselves a little bit in front of you because they really want your attention and they really want you to focus on them. All right, and we've got kill him when he least expects it, tell him you don't love him, tell him you never did. Oof, there's a certain level of paranoia here too. Coming out with the Eight of Swords energy again, this person's not used to feeling for you the way that they feel for you. Regardless of what level of relationship or commitment you are in with them, this person is not used to feeling for you the way that they feel for you. And because of that, they have some serious trust issues. Again, with the jealous and possessive energy, this person has some serious trust issues. They're worried that even if they were to open themselves up to you, what would that mean? How would that end? And we've got these mountains you are carrying, you are only supposed to climb. I'm so sorry about that. We're almost at the end of your reading, but that was a phone call that I really needed to take. Anyway, these mountains you are climbing, these mountains you are carrying, you are only supposed to climb. Naiwa Zebian. This person would tell you that this wraps back around to the fact that they see you as a breath of fresh air almost. Someone that gives them a lot of renewed hope and like youthful freshness. This person has issues with being jaded. They've gotten stuck in this cycle where they work best with their back pressed to the wall, but they kind of need to get to that point. So they put themselves through burnout just to get the work done. It feels like carrying mountains. This person would tell you that like you help them see things from a better perspective. You give them perspective that they had kind of lost. And we've got, yet on the other hand, when thinking in a sentimental way about kings, it is dangerously easy to forget about their power, about the severed heads upon which they walk. In the Land of Men, Adrian Miller. This person has a lot of issues with paranoia surrounding advancing this relationship to something a little bit more intense. This wraps back around to earlier with the my nails have broken, my fingers are bleeding, my arms are covered in welts left by your guards. Like, this is the same energy of like they are paranoid as to how much power you have over them. They hold a certain amount of paranoia over just how much they need your validation and just how much they need you, frankly. This person is very, very attached to you. Regardless of whether or not they are thinking that they're going to wait on advancing this to something more, I have a feeling that this person will, in fact, want to advance this and will, in fact, find a way to do so very soon. All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we are on pile number 3 with the 3 of Clubs. For some of you, this is going to be a business or creative partner. And for others of you, this is going to be something more romantic or like very, very close friend. Either way, that this involves someone or potentially a group of people who see a future with you. They see a very bright future with you. The 3 of Clubs is indicative of the 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands energy is all about moving towards a brighter future, moving towards making actions and moves towards the goals that you have in mind. Definitely team player energy, definitely very supportive. This energy is very, very supportive. And I am getting that this is more than one person. I'm definitely getting that this is like a group of people. We'll see if one person or one energy comes out most strongly. But this is very like group energy. And we've got the Ace of Cups. Yeah, definitely people who really, really care about you. People who they see a bright future with you. They really want to create with you. There's strong creation energy in the Ace of Cups. Very indicative of like womb energy. You know what I mean? These are people who think that you could build things together, who want to build things with you. I'm getting very creative. These people are very creative. This group is very creative. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? All right. And the Page of Cups. These are people who look up to you. Yeah, this is definitely a group of people who look up to you. Another Cups card. These are people who feel very strongly about you. I'm getting a lot of passion, but like I'm almost thinking like friend. There's something very camaraderie or about this energy. Very, very supportive. These people, they believe that you can make miracles happen. These people look up to you a lot. I'm getting almost like mentor energy. But the Page of Cups features a young person, a page, holding a cup with a fish in it and a pearl in that fish's mouth. Like literally a fairy tale miracle, right? These are people who trust you to lead them to that kind of energy. These people admire you a lot. I keep seeing like ship iconography in my head. Like they trust you they trust you to man the helm, basically. These people look up to you a ton. You might be physically older than them, or you might just be more mature and have gone through more than these people. Either way, these are people who very much value your experience. They value your input. They really, really want you to be on their side. Oh, for some of you, this involves someone who has a crush on you. That's what that romance energy was coming through earlier, because as this reading has gone on, it's been more and more obvious that this definitely leans more towards like a friend energy or like a partnership in creative or business endeavors. But there is a little bit of a, especially with this page energy here, there is a little bit of like a crush energy going on here. There's a person who either is younger than you or is less experienced than you who is very, very interested in you right now. They've got a little bit of a crush on you. Heavy idealized energy. These are people who might idealize you, people who might put you on a little bit of a pedestal. For some of you, this is online. Yeah, for some of you, this is, if you have like a platform online of any sort, for some of you, this is online. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? And we've got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, these are people who have issue with balance. The Two of Pentacles is all about keeping balance, right? Your work-life balance, your personal, your professional. These are people who have issue keeping balance. Notice how the waves in the background are kind of choppy there, and he's kind of unevenly footed. And he kind of he kind of looks like the page here. These people are being represented by younger people who are having issues finding balance. They look up to you because they see you as someone who has your shit together. And whether you feel that way or not, these are people who really admire how you live your life, and they very much feel like you have the right idea as far as life goes. Again, people that definitely look up to you. These kids look up to you a lot, and I just said kids, I didn't even mean to. These might involve children. This might involve literal children. You might know someone. I'm getting that some of you might know someone who's like very young and has a child, or very young and has like very serious responsibilities akin to having a child, and they look up to you because you are someone who has your life together. They see you as someone who has your life together, even if you do not agree with that, because it is wild how differently people can perceive us than how we perceive ourselves, right? Even if you don't feel that way, this is definitely someone who looks up to you because they feel like you have your life together. These are people who look up to you because they feel like you've got your shit figured out. And we've got the Hanged Man. They find you to be very, very wise. The Hanged Man is spiritual energy. There's a certain amount of spiritual energy there. These are people who find you to be very wise. They find you to be someone who, a good person to go to for advice, a good person to go to for further knowledge. Again, these are people who have less experience, whether you're older than them or not, whether they are less mature than you or not. These are people who ultimately have less experience than you do, and they look up to you because they feel like you have a lot of experience, and they feel like you have life figured out in a couple different ways, even if that's not the case, even if you feel like you're still trudging through blindly. These are people who really look up to you because they feel like you've got your shit figured out. The Ten of Pentacles. They feel like these are people who feel like you are on your way to something great. I said this at the very beginning of your reading. These are people who they want you to be on their side because they see a bright future with you. They see you having a bright future, and for a lot of these people, they want to emulate that. They want to follow you. They want to find that bright future too. I am getting with the Ten of Pentacles family going on there. Again, there's a bit of a crush coming through. There is a bit of idealization coming through. There's definitely someone who maybe has some fantasies about having a family with you. There's someone who has a crush on you. There's someone who has a crush on you in your whether and I'm getting that some of you might not even know this person. This person might just be someone like off to like an acquaintance, or like a coworker that you never speak to, someone who watches you online that never ever interacts with any of your stuff. This is someone who, they feel very shy. The energy feels very, very shy. They have a huge crush on you. They really, really like you. The Eight of Pentacles, they like you because of how hard you work. Again, these people feel like you are a very hard worker. Regardless of the how or the why, they feel like you have something figured out that they really admire and they really want to emulate. These are people who really value your opinion and really value your work. If you're a creative, these are people who really look up to your creativity. These are people, like, I'm even getting like mentorship. These are people who would want you to mentor them. These are people who would want you to teach them. They look to you for a certain amount of guidance. There's a lot of yellow going on here, and 3 pentacles that are standing out. These are people who find you to be very materially abundant, even if you are not actually materially abundant. These are people who find you to be very capable of making what you have work. You know what I mean? They really, really admire that. They admire your work ethic. They admire what you put out. They admire how you live your life. The Eight of Pentacles holds a little bit of perfectionist energy with it. I'm getting that you are someone who is worth looking up to. You're someone who is worth admiring. And these people are just, they're just getting caught up in your glow, basically. A lot of yellow again. There's a literal glow going on around the Hanged Man's head. Like, they want to be caught up in your glow. And we've got the Seven of Wands energy at the bottom of the deck. And I'm getting that you are a bit of a fighter. I'm getting protective even. Like, these are people who really want to be, I'm getting under your wing. Again, these are people who look up to you a whole lot and they really want to emulate you as someone who seems to be very, very protective, as someone who seems to stand up for themselves, intelligent, chatty, and popular. Yeah, I'm hearing beat them off with a stick. Literally how it is being defined here. Beat them off with a stick. Like, you are someone who is very popular. You are someone who is very, very, you come off as a total package. And I'm sure that you are a wonderful, 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 wonderful person. This energy is coming through their eyes, though. So what I'm seeing is like a highly idealized version of who you are. These people think the world of you. These are definitely people who think that you have come out on top of like crazy odds. And that's why they think that you're going places. That's why they know that you are going to accomplish things. These are, and intelligent matched with the Eight of Pentacles, these are people who admire your work, regardless of what that is. Again, I'm thinking like coworker, I'm thinking like peers. These are people who admire the work that you put out, that admire your work ethic, that admire your ability to work. And we've got Centaur, highly intelligent and insightful, healing and mystical, hard to know, harder to bother. Highly intelligent, another intelligent already. You are a very, very smart person. You're coming off as a total package. And you're a person worth having on their team. These people recognize your value. These people recognize the fact that you're someone worth having on their team. The further we go into this, the less it feels like these are people who are anywhere close to your inner circle. I'm getting almost fan energy. Like, these are people who don't know you very well. These are people who would like to know you better. Hard to know, harder to bother, right? Like, you're a very difficult person to get the attention of, at least through the eyes of these people. They see you as someone who's very difficult to get the attention of. And so they have a hard time figuring out how to... That's why they're manifesting you. They have a hard time figuring out how to get into your inner circle, how to make you notice them, basically. I'm having such a hard time talking, and I know that I always kind of ramble. I know that I'm kind of just like that, but like, for your reading specifically, I'm having a really difficult time repeating words. I feel like I'm stuttering more. I feel like I'm at a loss for words more often. Like, these people are really nervous about you. They look up to you a ton. These are definitely people that very much look up to you. I'm getting value the opinion of. These people value your opinion quite a bit. And I'm getting opinion on, like, literal opinion on, like, actual topics, not just your opinion on what they put out or what they're doing, right? Like, your actual opinion on, like, world topics, politics, stuff like that. Like, these are people who really look up to you and admire what your opinion on these things are. If you're someone who's openly vocal about certain causes or certain activism, these are people who know you through that, or at least know that you are involved with that and very much value what you have to say in regards to it. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? All right. And we've got monkey, social and popular, talented with the hands, athletic and clever. Talented with the hands comes out there and it matches the Eight of Pentacles. Again, these are people who really admire how you work. And all of these, all of the descriptions so far have definitely been very focused around you. You're also the person, this is representative of you at the very center of the 5-card spread. Again, this reading is very much through the eyes of these people who are very, very into you. And so the description of social and popular, athletic and clever, another clever, intelligent, 2 intelligence, 1 clever, like you're very, very smart. You are a very, very idealized person. And I'm sure that you are as great as they think you are. It's coming out consistently here. The Hanged Man in this deck is representative of Odin, a literal god in Norse mythology, right? The king of gods in Norse mythology. He sacrificed himself to himself on the world tree for 9 days to gain the knowledge of the runestones. Not runestones, the runes. And even then, you are being represented by a literal god, a god of knowledge, a god who sacrificed himself to himself so he could get more knowledge, a god who went through something incredible so he could grow himself like that. Like you are larger than life to these people. You are these people come out as fans. Like the longer we go, the more it feels like fan energy. They really, really look up to you. These are people who look up to you a ton. Like in the 7 of Wands, we're literally looking at one person who has a minimum of 6 people who are literally looking up to him. They are below him. They have to be looking up to him to fight him. Like, you are coming out as someone who is on a literal pedestal above these people. And it's a pedestal that they put you on. These people really, really value you. They really, really value your opinion. Some of them have a little bit of a crush on you. And we've got Ram, confident natural leader and masculine sexual appeal. So regardless of how you identify, there is a lot of masculine energy across the board already. The only woman that is on the board right now is right here, and she is with a partner. Like, you are definitely coming out as a very strong extroverted force. My stutter comes out so bad, and my like speech impediments come out so bad when I'm doing these readings. I'm so sorry. But you are coming through as a very, very natural leader, as a very natural leader. When I say masculine energy, I mean in the sense of yin yang, extroverted energy, very out energy, right? Heat, fire, warmth. Like, you come across as I'm thinking Aries energy too with the Ram, first house energy, like very number 1 energy. You come across as this shining star in these people's lives. And it's hard not to see it as like fan energy. These people are fans of you. They're fans of your work. And for some of you, you are influencers, you are creatives, you are people who work in communications or work in business that puts you at the front and center of things. But for others of you, you're just people who live your life with a natural glow around you, and you attract this kind of attention in the places that you go to. And you attract this kind of admiration just kind of naturally. Kids probably really like you. I'm getting the sense that children really like you too. Even if you don't really like children. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? We've got the Parrot, loving, intelligent, and confident. And of the 5 cards we pulled, that is the third to say intelligent and the fourth to mention something about way. You are a incredibly intelligent person. If you are an academic of some sort, these are fans of your work, like your findings, your research. If you are a student, even, these are other students who look up to you a ton because of how you perform in class. You are incredibly intelligent and incredibly talented at what you do. And it's whether this is coming through the eyes of those people or not, I have a hard time believing that they're just imagining how great you are. And we've got the Beaver, dedicated, hard worker, and team player. I think I mentioned team player energy at the very beginning of your reading. These are people who want you on their team. They want you on their side. They very much value your opinion. They value your work. Dedicated is also more reminiscent of that 8 of Pentacles perfectionist energy again. Lost control of the cards there. All right. Now, what would the people who are manifesting you say to you if they could say anything at all to you? If you have been kind of MIA lately, if you've been in like a hermit mode, whether that's online or like literally just haven't been going out quite as much, people miss you. There are people who miss you. They miss hearing your thoughts. They miss hearing what you have to say. They miss seeing you around. When people miss seeing you around, they miss seeing what you have to say. Seeing what you have to say. Hearing what you have to say. What would these people say to you, please? If they could say anything at all to you. We've got love, sex, and drugs. Now, you don't want to be high like me, never really knowing why like me. You don't ever want to step off this roller coaster and be all alone. I took a pill in Ibiza, Mike Posner. These people admire the way that you live your life. So that song specifically is about kind of burning out, about being young and popular, being a star, and not having any of that fulfill you. These people want big things. We're back to that 3 of Wands energy. They want big things. And the reason why they would like to emulate you is because they want to avoid that kind of situation. These people really trust how you live your life. There's something very admirable about how you hold yourself. Even if you don't think so, there's something very, very admirable about how you hold yourself. There are people who really look up to you and really value how you live your life and how you experience things. They really think that you have stuff figured out, even if it's not everything figured out. They really value what you do have figured out so far. I'm getting if you burn out, you're not someone who burns out publicly, even if you are currently in a hermit mode because you're feeling burnt out. And by the way, if you're someone who works yourself to burn out, this is your sign not to do that. This is your sign to rest and to take care of yourself. But I get the feeling that you're someone who, regardless of whether you burn out or not, regardless of whether or not you need to take a moment to yourself, you're not very public about that. You're very private about it. You're very private about your healing moments. And it can lead people to think that you don't ever burn out. There's something about this energy that's very go, go, go. Even with the Hanged Man energy, again, Odin did that specifically for a reason. There was a time period that he did that. It wasn't an enjoyable sacrifice, right? So it was an active thing, even if it is the Hanged Man that it represents. And that action is coming through in this specific reading more than anything else from that card. There's something very go, go, go about this energy. These people don't think that they think that you don't face the kind of difficulties that a lot of other people face. And that's definitely part of why they value your opinion so much. Again, there's a heavy idealized feeling here. These people kind of idealize you, put you on a little bit of a pedestal. And we've got, I love you as the 12 gauge slug loves the two-headed calf, as the shovel loves the earth, and the earth the body. There's something very oof, I got a flash to John Lennon's fandom right there. These people these people would tell you that they really, really admire you, basically. They would tell you that they really, really admire you. I love you. That's coming through more than anything else from there. I love you. These people really, really admire you, and they really admire what you're doing. And we've got thin lines. They asked, "Do you love her to death?" I said, "Speak of her over my grave and watch how she brings me back to life." Muhammad Darwish. More love. Like, these people, they, and I'm not getting like super deep romantic love. Again, I'm still feeling a lot of like crush energy. I'm still feeling like there are people who have crushes on you. But I'm not getting the kind of like deep romantic love that's actually kind of being demonstrated throughout this, because both of those speak of dying for love, right? Both of those speak of death and love being hand in hand. It's not quite that dramatic for these people's emotions towards you, but I am getting that they love you in the way that a fan loves someone who they are a fan of. Basically, they love you in the way that a fandom loves a fan, in the way that a fandom loves who they are a fan of. And we've got, "You dangle on the teeth and leash of your longing, your needs grow teeth." Speeches for Frankenstein, Margaret Atwood. There's, between that and I speak of her over my grave and watch her bring me back to life. There's this energy here that they would tell you that they really want to meet you. Like, it's weird because it's what they would say to you if they could say anything at all, but what their energy is saying to you right now is that they really want to meet you. These people really want to get to know you better. They really want to get to be more in your inner circle. Expect some kind of communication, expect some kind of approachment. They're manifesting you right now, not necessarily on purpose, but there's heavy manifestation energy going on right now, just with like the slightly intense energies. But I don't see them staying away for very long. Again, with that energy of having to beat people off with a stick. So do expect communication of some sort coming in soon. All right, guys, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. All right. Last but certainly not least, we've got the 10 of Diamonds. Family energy already. For some of you, it's going to be found family. For some of you, this isn't blood family, but these are people that you think of as family, or people that are as close to you as family. For some of you, this might be people that you knew when you were younger, like during your formative years, literal formative years, like when you were a child to when you were like a preteen to teen, maybe early adult years. What more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? All right, and we've got the Four of Swords. If you have been having trouble sleeping lately, if you have been having kind of intense, weird dreams, especially if you have been having dreams and waking up with absolute, like you know you have a dream, but you can't remember it, all of the details kind of slip out of your grasp the second that you're really awake, I would cleanse specifically the area that you lay your head down to rest at night. These energies are, they are coming most intensely at night. For some of you, these are people who felt like family and you had some deep falling outs with them. Either way, these are people who are no longer in your life. That's why they're manifesting you. And that energy is coming most intensely at night when you're trying to sleep. Some of you might be sensitive to that kind of thing. Like, it doesn't even have to be at night. You're just, if you like nap, you'll have like really, really intense dreams. Like, you might just be sensitive to that kind of energy. If that's the case, again, you should regularly cleanse where you lay your head to rest. And we've got the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Libra energy and more air energy with the swords. This is definitely, there's something very cerebral about swords energy, right? Very crown chakra about it. There's a strong energetic connection between you and, I'm getting multiple people. We'll see if one specific person does come out, because right now the Queen of Swords is indicative of you in this reading. Because notice how she's like receiving, she's got an arm out to receive, even if she does have the sword up. You are on the receiving end of this energy right now. You are on the receptive end of all of the energy that's coming through. The Queen of Swords is very much indicative of you in this reading thus far. So we'll see if there are specific people who show themselves. But as of right now, I'm getting multiple people. I'm getting that this is like more than one person who is very, very energetically linked to you. If this isn't literal family, then this is, again, people that were once close, very close to you, like family. For some of you, this might have been a workplace. A workplace that you spent way too much time in, maybe wasn't the most healthy environment, and dubbed itself like family. I feel like everyone who's worked in a super toxic family-owned business before knows exactly how that feels, the like family thing. If that's the case, for some of you, there are people from that kind of environment who are heavily thinking about you right now, and they're still really linked to you. These are people who have really strong energetic links to you because they were really important in your life at one point. They were very, very important to you and within your life and circle. And we've got the star energy with more air energy and more night sleeping energy with the star. This is definitely, these people are thinking about you most at night. I'm getting talking about you over drinks. For some of you, these are, especially if this was a work environment of any sort, especially if you are of drinking age. I'm getting that there, for some of you people, these are people who are like talking about things over drinks, like after work, when they're winding down. You are like the center of conversation. People have been talking about you. You might have had a recent win. Between the Queen and the Star, there is this sense here, because the Star is also indicative of you here. You are the focus coming out here. So far, the reading has very much been through the eyes of the people who are focused on you. You may have had a recent win. If that's not the case, then these people think that they think that you're doing well. You look like you're doing well. You look like you've got things handled right now. You look like you're on the up and up and you're only going further, right? Like I'm getting a little bit of jealousy. I'm definitely getting a little bit of jealousy. For some of you, these were people who, the reason why they're no longer in your life is because of a choice that you made. The Star has two pictures. one of them is being poured into the water where it won't go to waste, and one of them is being poured all over the ground where it's just running all over grass that's already green and being wasted, right? There's this sense that there was a choice, and that choice split up this group. You went one way, these people told you not to go that way, and it ended up being the right call. These people feel like you are only going further up, and there is a certain amount of, I'm getting jealousy, but it's more than just jealousy. It's kind of a shameful feeling almost. Like, I feel like a little bit of shame coming through, because these are people who do care about you, or people who did care about you at the very least. People who did care about you. And there's still a feeling of that they kind of would have preferred for you to fail so they could say, I told you so. Like, again, these people are manifesting you towards them because they want you to re-enter their lives, and they want it to be an easy reintegration process. If you split because a decision was made and things did not end on the best possible note, then it's a lot harder for them to come back into your life and be like, yeah, so we were obviously very wrong. It would require them admitting that they were wrong. And I'm not, I have no reason to believe thus far that these people are the kind of people that would like to admit that they were wrong. There's a certain amount of bitterness almost at the fact that you have found success and you were correct with what you wanted and what goal you were chasing, because now it's a lot harder for them to come back into your life. And I think the saddest part is that they clearly felt like they were so much in the right that they could come back eventually and just say, I told you so. Like, they never thought that this relationship was done. They never thought that this bridge was actually burnt. It took you actually succeeding for them to realize that, like, you might not be coming back because there's no need for you to come back if you don't want to. And what the hell happens if you don't want to come back? Like, these people don't actually want you gone. They never actually wanted you gone. And they never thought that you would actually leave. The Tower. They never thought that you would actually leave. Like, your leaving was a very big deal. And I get the sense even that it was like a delayed reaction. The Tower showing up as the 4th card in your 5-card line. It's almost like it was a delayed reaction. It took you succeeding with the star at the very center of the line for them to realize that, shit, things are going on. Like, they might have actually lost you. They might have full-on lost access to you. They might have lost any kind of ability to be around you. And there are 2 people falling out of the Tower here. So again, I am definitely getting that there's more than one person that is focusing on you right now. Still getting the sense that these are people who talk about you. I'm getting gossip, who gossip about you. You are the center of gossip that's been going on recently in this group of friends and this group of people. Some of them are more than friends. And the 2 of Wands. And they're watching you from the outside looking in. The 2 of Wands staring over at the Star card right there. And the Star card not even looking back at them. Like, these people are watching you succeed. They're definitely watching you succeed. I'm getting Page of Swords energy. Again, more air energy. These people are watching you find success with the decisions that you made, and they are having to really eat their words about it. And that's always a difficult process. Especially since these people never actually wanted to be out of your life. These are people who never wanted to be out of your life to begin with. They never thought that you'd actually leave. They never thought that you'd actually be able to stay away from them. I'm getting at the worst situation. In the worst situation, these are people who really genuinely thought that you would come crawling back to them. They never figured that they would have to figure out how to approach you without crawling back to you. Like, and it's sad because I do get the feeling that these people care about you. But honestly, and I've said this before, I'll say it every time, sometimes love isn't enough. Like, sometimes love just isn't enough, even in the most even in the most basic situations, like in a family, sometimes blood and love isn't enough to overcome trauma and to overcome this level of argumentation and this level of not believing in someone. You know what I mean? People are having to eat their words now while they watch you succeed. The devil card at the bottom of the deck, and it's turned into a little bit of obsession. The devil card speaks of obsession, speaks of being chained to your obsession, right? The couple is literally chained to the devil's throne. Like, these people are, I don't think that they are actively manifesting you, like doing anything to manifest you, like scripting or visualization or anything like that. I think that these people are manifesting you just by constantly thinking and talking about you. Like, these are people who were once very important in your life, who once had really strong connections to you, and they're still energetically connected to you, and their constant focus on you is part of what is manifesting you towards them. Again, if you have been having issues sleeping, if you've been having weird dreams, if you've been waking up and your dreams have been slipping through your fingers and you've been unable to place them or figure out what happened in them, I would definitely cleanse the area that you lay your head down at night to rest. Alright, what more can we know, please, about who is manifesting you right now? I'm having to force these cards out of the deck. They keep, every time I shuffle the deck, it feels like a card is going to flip. It was that way with the tarot cards too. It'll feel like a card's going to flip, and then the card will stubbornly refuse to flip. I don't know if you should expect communication from these people anytime soon, even with how it is positioned here, because again, you are represented in the Queen of Swords energy, with the Two of Wands staring at the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords having her arm open and receiving. Like, they know that they are going to have to approach you. They know that they are going to have to open this door. And it is a very difficult, I'm getting even thought, like it's something that they're having a lot of issue with. Having to pry their thoughts out of them. And we've got coy, quiet, aloof, reclusive. Quiet and reclusive pop out. Again, these are people who, they are desperately manifesting your energy towards them because they don't want to have to walk towards you. I'm getting that these are people who don't know how to apologize, or like don't like to take responsibility for when they are in the wrong. Like, they are people who have a very difficult time owning up to their mistakes and owning up to when they were wrong, and it's it's not conducive to fixing a broken relationship, to say the very least. We've got the Orca. Team player, popular, unusually intelligent. And so the orcas also travel in pods. Like, they go in groups. Again, there's more than one person here. And both of these, the koi and the orca, are both water animals. These are animals that live below the depths for the most part, right? Water is, it's hard for me to explain. Water is very connecting, right? Sound travels different in water. There's something very, very connective about water through communication. Like, these are people who are, I'm having such a hard time putting this into words. Again, I'm having to pry these thoughts out of these people. These people are, it's almost like they're trying to communicate with you through telepathy. Like, these people are thinking about you constantly, and that's part of what has their energy so far up in yours. If you've been thinking about people that you used to be close to, if you've had like memories that have been reappearing constantly about the same group of people that you haven't really thought about in a long time, or you've been trying not to think about for a very long time, that's a really good hint as to who these people are. If you know people who dislike talking about their feelings, that is a huge hint as to who these people are. If any of those people are people that dislike talking about their feelings, that is a huge hint as to who these people are. We've got fireflies, bright, compassionate, and healer. Nostalgic is also on the other end of the fireflies card. Again, these are people who are really important to you from your past, and healer pops out as in wanting to heal. They really do want healing to your relationship, and they're not coming out as bad people. I would it's I don't know anything. I'm just some guy. But from what I can tell, from what the reading is popping up, they're not popping up as bad people. They're just popping up as incredibly stubborn people. They want healing to this relationship. And they want... Ultimately, the reason why I felt shame when I was talking about how they wanted you on some level to not succeed so they could easily slide back into your life and say, I told you so, is because they feel shame over that. Because they recognize that it's wrong. Unusually intelligent with the orca. These are people who are aware of the fact that wishing harm on someone who they care about just so they can be right is really, really messed up, actually. It's a really messed up thing to do. They were in the wrong for that, and they've been in the wrong for not supporting you when you clearly needed support. You know what I mean? These people want healing to come to your relationship, and they would really like for healing to happen between you and them. It's just unfortunate that they they don't know how to communicate. They do not know how to communicate. These are people who do not know how to communicate. And if this is family, then you come from a family that actively avoided talking about your feelings, that actively said that sucking it up and just knuckling up and going with it was the proper and correct way to do things. And we've got Falcon. Loyal, collaborative, intelligent. Again with the intelligent and loyal. Loyal does come out because these people haven't written you off either. They never wrote you off. It's important to note, I guess, that they never did write you off. These are people who always wanted you to come back into their lives, whether they thought that you were correct, whether they thought that you'd come back successful or not. These are people who always wanted you to come back into their lives. They are very loyal to... I think where the problem lies is the fact that I almost said they're very loyal to the idea of you. I get the feeling that for some of you, it's not that they don't love you, and it's not that love was never enough. It's that they love a version of you that is not necessarily you. It's that they love a version of you that you don't want to be. And you can't really trust them to love you as you are because of it. Like, I do get the sense that they are very loyal to you. I do get the sense that they are very loyal. They do want you back. But there is very much a wall here. It feels like a wall here where they are loyal to... They are also loyal to things that directly contradict who you are and what you stand for. And we've got the Dove at the bottom of the deck with innocent and pure, well-loved and well sought after, romantic. I'm getting that these are people who might have... I don't want to say infantilized, but it's the only word that I can think of. Like, people who, especially if this was family, especially if we're talking about family, people who didn't necessarily baby you, but perhaps part of why they didn't think that you would go very far with your choice is because they were severely underestimating you. I'm getting, from innocent and pure, I'm very much feeling like naive, like they underestimated just how much you were capable of, they underestimated just how much you could do. And that's part of what ended up screwing them over. They showed their hand, and their hand kind of confirmed the fact that they didn't really believe in you. It's sad. I don't even have anything else to say about that. It's sad. They're having to realize that they were really wrong about you. And notice, falcon to dove, right? Both of these are birds. I was talking about how they're loyal to you, but they're loyal to an idea of you that maybe is not even the correct idea, maybe isn't who you want to be exactly. Like, the dove is the exact opposite of the falcon. They view you as, they're having to recognize the fact that they didn't view you correctly for a very long time. And part of that was severely underestimating you and severely underestimating your abilities. As a side note, whatever win you had, whatever choice you made that helped you accomplish great things, congratulations. Congratulations for going with the flow and going with what you felt was right. It's not easy, but it's worth it. All right. What more can we know, please, about what these people would say to you if they could say anything at all to you? What would the people who are manifesting you right now say to you if they could say anything to you at all? We've got, on purpose. I loved you on purpose. You dreamt of me? No, I thought of you. They have been dreaming of you. These people would tell you that they've been dreaming of you, and they've been dreaming of you because they've been thinking about you constantly. Their intelligent came out twice. Like, they're very aware of the fact that they're very cognizant of what they feel and why they're feeling it. I'm just getting that they don't like actually talking about it. And again, these are people who love you, and I do see that loved is the word used specifically in this card. I loved you on purpose, right? And so again, these are definitely people from your past who are very, very close to you, as close as family to you for a lot of you. But that closeness was in the past, is now currently in the past. And we've got, I want nothing. I just want the emptiness to mean something. Ernest Hemingway. They would tell you that they want nothing from you. And I am getting that they would be a little bit dramatic about it. With that card specifically, I'm getting almost a little bit of like guilting. Like, again, I don't necessarily think that these people are bad people, but there's no denying the fact that, like, they don't want to come back the right way, and the right way to come back is to apologize. What they want is to be able to slide back into your life very easily with a couple of very easy words. What they want is the ability to pick back up where things left off without having to acknowledge the fact that everything fell apart in the first place. They want an easy fix. These people want an easy fix. And one way to get around having to apologize is by making yourself the victim. And there is definitely the chance that if they got the chance to say anything to you at all, they would bemoan having you out of their lives, and they would guilt you back into their lives, or they would at least try to guilt you back into their lives. I just want the emptiness to mean something. And we've got ancestral trauma. Yeah, definitely. For some of you, this is definitely family. And we've got the pain of parting did not begin with us. We learned to weep at the wailing of our ancestors. Facing the moon, poems of Li Bai and Du Fu. This did not start with us. I'm definitely getting that for some of you that this is family. For some of you, this is people that you knew very, very, very closely for large portions of your life. And they would tell you that it's not their fault. I'm not getting that these are bad people, but I am getting that these are people who would do everything in their power to avoid apologizing to you and to avoid taking responsibility. These are definitely people who don't know how to take responsibility for when they're wrong or when they did wrong to someone. And we've got, let no one think me a weak one, feeble-spirited, a stay-at-home, but rather just the opposite, one who can hurt my enemies and help my friends. Stronger than love's love is lover's hate, incurable in each the wounds they make. Hate is a bottomless cup, I will pour and pour. Medea, an evil maid not born. They are very, very worried about what you'll say to them if they choose to come back to you. Medea is a play about a woman who is very much betrayed by her husband, who she left everything behind for, and she commits unspeakable atrocities because of his betrayals in response to them. These people are very concerned about how you will respond to them if they come back into your life or if they even try. They are, again, intelligent came up twice. These are people who are not stupid. They're aware of the fact that you might not take kindly to them. You might not be kind to them. You might, at the very least, you might be very condescending to them the way they were planning on being to you, and they don't want to deal with that either. Like, they're very concerned about how you would come back to them and how you would respond to them after all of this if you were given the chance. And I think that is the number one thing that's keeping them away from you, that fear of really, really violent rejection. It's why they are actively trying to manifest you towards them, or at least that's what their energy is doing, right? All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye.